Hello, Lamley. Just a quick content note. This week's episode may contain...
Go on, say it. Say it.
Cum chat. I'm sorry. I told a revolting story halfway through this episode that was intended to be cut out, but Fab thought it was too funny and decided to not only include it, but also a very visceral example of what I was talking about. So I thought, even though this podcast is relatively disgusting,
triple TP
every episode, I thought everyone deserved a warning for this particular story because it does, pardon the pun, come out of nowhere. And before anyone asks, it is just a joke. I have not done this with my friend, and yes, I did warn him that the story would be in the episode. With that said, let's get regular.
Me, I am a memoir. I said a memoir. We're going deep. We're going down to deep into the Regularverse. Oh yeah, the Regularverse. Regular.
Hello, Lamley. Regular volume for a regular podcast. Welcome back to the Regularverse. It is I, Posh, and that Fab.
Hi.
We're back. We promised that we would dive into your childhood trauma this week with the song Dear Ben Part 2. So we are here to deliver on that unfortunate promise.
Yeah. Dear Ben Part 2 from her album This Is Me Now. Sorry, This Is Me ...
Yeah. Sit for a minute, have a sip, and then say now.
Yeah. So shall we skip over any prolo bullshit?
Yeah.
And dive straight into getting the lowdown on the down low.
Let's do it.
Getting the lowdown on the down low. All right, track 7 is Dear Ben Part 2.
Oh, I can't. Don't make me.
Dear Ben Part 1, it was one of the worst things we ever experienced.
See, from memory, I didn't think it was as bad as you thought.
I really hate it.
But I think just the name of it made it so much worse.
Yeah.
Like knowing what it was about.
And it was meant to be called something else, and then she called it Dear Ben, and it was like... Also, that whole album had some very quick... Like, it was a lot of ballads.
Yes, yeah.
When
and it
she
was our
was
first
not capable of
a real
ballad.
attempt at ballads too. Yeah.
Yeah, This Is Me then was a lot of problems. Anyway, we're up to Dear Ben Part 2. Written by Jennifer Lopez. Well, it's very personal.
Yeah.
All the songs written by Jennifer Lopez. Rachel Keane, Boggs is back, Chahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Bernard Harvey. Produced by Chahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, and Harv. It's the song we've been dreading.
It is.
I can say this with all confidence. This is better than Dear Ben Part 1.
Hands down, absolutely yes.
I could ask you to pull my finger now and let off a big yellow fart, and that would be better than Dear Ben Part 1. The lyrics are a little trite, not as awful as those earlier songs.
No.
Nowhere near. She's trying something vocally. Mm-hmm. The computer's giving her a little push along.
So here you go.
I like her tone.
Oh my god! Do you prolo or do you love Dear Ben Part 2?
Her tone was quite nice. It's the kind of thing she would have Karen'd in the past. This song has got Karen energy.
Yeah,
and she resisted.
She did.
I think she got her refund from Bunnings and didn't need to complain.
There were numerous times actually throughout this record that I was waiting for the Karen.
Yes,
and she made a different choice.
Yes.
Yep. Thanks, Jen.
I think she's really matured as a vocalist to be able to carry a song almost all the way through.
Yeah.
Almost all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, even the attempt at Minnie Riperton, like the soul soprano bit that she was like, weren't as horrific as if you told me, oh, she has a bit of a Minnie Riperton moment in this, I would go
screaming.
Dear Ben Part 2 has a Minnie Riperton moment. I'm out of here. I don't want anything to do with whatever she's attempting here because I don't trust her. I don't believe she can manage it. And it's not awful.
Yeah.
Like,
just when we think we can count her out, she goes, oh, what's this?
My only thought is the sotto voce parts could have been a feature that lifted the song.
Yeah.
Like someone else actually rapping.
Sure.
Instead of her
doing whatever she does.
Whatever she's doing there. Yeah. like Nicki Minaj. Cardi B.
We love Cardi B. They've worked together before.
Cardi B would just give this extra.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe a bit more swagger. But, you know, it's her Ben song. She's possessive about it. I get
True,
it.
yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you also surprised by Dear Ben Part 2?
I was. Ring Ring is back, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
A little throwback to... It should be called Dear Ben Part 2, Marry Me.
Marry Me. Brackets.
I thought the verses are fairly by the numbers, love lyrics.
Yeah.
But like you said, not super cringy.
And there are so many cringy lyrics on this album.
Yeah.
Like, this is a surprise.
I thought the chorus was quite good.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I think really, if this wasn't called Dear Ben, we would have gone, oh yeah, this is great. Like, this is nice.
It's got baggage.
Yes, exactly.
It's turned up with luggage. It's like, you're not going to get all that in the overhead luggage.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing that this highlights is that she is a far better singer now than she was then.
Oh, yeah. She was real bad back
Which
then.
is a lovely place. It's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
That this journey, which we are heading towards the end of, we have landed somewhere. It may not have been the destination we expected.
No.
But we landed safely.
Yes.
You know? That's
She
great.
didn't overload the plane.
She did it.
Which is a danger.
Yeah, Dear Ben Part 1 was on a different plane.
Dear Ben Part 1 flew into Avalon.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
For those of you overseas or interstate, Avalon is the other
airport.
in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's a shed.
It is a shed, and it's like an hour and a half away. Like the Melbourne airport is already miles away.
Yeah, it's nowhere near.
And Avalon is like, my sister lives in Geelong, which is the second city in Victoria.
Yeah.
And Avalon's near that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's handy for the coast if you want to go surfing.
Yeah, I suppose.
But not much else.
I mean, I do all the time.
Anyway, that's Avalon chat.
Yeah. Yay.
Airport chat.
It's a first for us.
It is. So
see, as Jenny's, we are also bringing new things to the table.
Yeah, we've got our 3 tricks, and sometimes we'll think of a 4th one.
Perfect.
So
a quadruple DP, if you will.
I barely cope. Oh my god!
You can barely. You do cope with a triple, but barely.
I barely cope. No, can I tell you? Everyone needs to hear about the text message you sent me the other week.
What did I say?
You sent me a text message that said, "Finally, the elusive triple DP," and there was a picture attached, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to open this picture. What is it? And it was 3 old people who were fans of Dolly Parton wearing t-shirts that said I heart DP.
What? I'm sure you understand this. When you are as funny as we are, you send stupid things and then forget immediately. And then people remind you and you're like, I'm so funny.
I was like, oh no, because it came up on my watch, like, and all I saw was the text and the word picture, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, I can't. How is he? I can't. Don't make me look at a triple DP. Oh my God. I don't even know what this is going to look like. And I'm just like opening my phone like away from my face, like an actual poo is going to fall out of it. And there's 3 old women dressed in Dolly Parton t-shirts.
My cheeks are hurting.
I heart DP.
Why didn't anyone catch that? I mean, I am very glad that there are people in the world who don't know what that means.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God. I did have a similar moment with a friend where I don't remember what it was. Somehow we're revolting, and somehow we're talking about coming everywhere.
Yeah,
and
it's messy.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but somehow, I have decided he loves facials. He doesn't, but I'm like, it's really funny if you love facials. And somehow it came up that like, oh, I'm going to jizz in a fan, like completely cover you. You'll love it. So then I get that kind of message, like, oh, I found it. And I'm thinking, like, is it going to be the Dolly Parton situation? No, it was someone on Pornhub coming onto a fan. But
then it sprays.
No, this is the amazing part. It did not spray. Because it's quite heavy and sticky, it just went kaplunk. And then just kept spinning. And I was like, when that fan stopped, it was probably just like a nice circle of jizz. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting the kaplunk.
Triple DP of kaplunk.
Yeah. Kasplunk, I guess?
Was
What's wrong with that?
Was it?
No, I wish it was that. It was a lot of cum, though.
Yeah.
Like, he really... I was like, you're not doing this by half.
You've been saving
It was
this up.
about... Like, yeah, he'd been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got him off.
Oh, no.
All right. So, did we even get to what percentage?
No, I didn't. How many DPs?
Too many Dolly Parton. So I'm real. What percentage of the song do you think she's saying? High, low, mid, low, low.
I've gone for a mid-low. I think she's mostly present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of thought she was, I thought it was fairly mid. Like I was almost on the cusp of high. Because there was just, a little bit of nudging from the computer.
Yeah. Well,
so I was like,
something.
And are you pro low or no low?
Controversially, I'm an all.
I also am all. I awed Dear Ben Part 2.
Oh, Dear Ben Part 2.
know.
I think because really it's the kind of cringiness of Ben that is the main issue.
Yeah.
The song itself is quite fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
It's it's like he ruined that other one by being a backup singer.
Yes, yeah.
All right, up to track 8, which is Hummingbird. Hummingbird. Written by Jennifer Lopez and Boggs and Krysiak and Chahayed and Anya Lopez and Gittleman and Curtis McKenzie and Wesley Singerman. Produced by Chahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Curtis McKenzie and Wesley Singerman.
Let's all get in on it.
How did you feel about Hummingbird, which is her symbol for this
It
album?
is. She loves a hummingbird from the blog.
Yes.
I'm still Jenny from the blog.
It's also on her JLo Beauty.
Of course.
And on her merch. And Delola on her Instagram.
Just putting this all
and
together.
every single song on this album has a little hummingbird bug in the corner.
Does it? Bless. I didn't have a lot to say, to be honest. I said it's fine in the context of the album.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I'm ready for something else.
Yeah.
I said, not the best, not the worst, Buddha nature wisdom.
Buddha fucking natural wisdom. I feel like, how we realised that all of the placards down the aisle at her wedding were Instagram affirmations, including the font from those affirmations. Yeah, these lyrics are Instagram affirmations. Yeah. Like, she loves it on there. It's, what's really good about this song? It's under 3 minutes.
Yes.
Yes. It's sickly sweet. Her voice is highly processed. It feels like icing, but no cake.
Yeah. You think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then you finish the bowl and you're like,
I
really should have had a cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it would have taken just as long, probably.
Which is shocking because Dear Ben Part 2 had a bit of cake.
Yeah.
That's what's shocking.
There was cake in Dear Ben Part 2.
Yeah.
This is just the icing.
Yeah.
Hummingbird. Oh. So, I'm real. What percentage do you think she's saying? High, mid?
I've gone for a mid again.
Yeah.
I think we've got a trend.
Yeah. I was the same, mid-low. A bit too processed for a song that's meant to sound retro with all those record scratches.
Yes. Yeah, it's scratchy.
Like, it's meant to sound like it's on vinyl, so how did the computer get in there?
Yeah.
And are you pro low or no low?
This was one of those ones where I was like, oh, nah.
Yeah. I was just, no. Again, too sweet.
Yeah.
Too saccharine.
Yeah.
Not like, the glory that is Bliss.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like layered vocal upon layered vocal upon layered vocal. It's just lots of beautiful Mariah. She does a bit of Minnie Riperton business.
Yes.
Like, it's just it is really sweet.
Yeah.
But it is kind of soothing.
Yes.
Whereas this is a bit annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just doesn't have the... Yeah.
I think where it gets confusing is it's also not as bad as anything on JLo.
Yeah.
Like it's that weird thing of like, oh, this is better than she's done other times, but it's still not there.
It's just not great. On to track 9, Hearts and Flowers,
Yes.
Buddha Nature Wisdom. Written by, strap in, Jennifer Lopez, Boggs, Alexa Boyd, Shahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Uforo Ebong, David Stiles, Jason Phillips, Andre Deo, Troy Oliver, Jean-Claude Olivier, Samuel Barnes, Jose Fernando, Arbex Miro, Michelle Olivier, Lawrence Parker, and Scott Sterling.
All I heard was Laurence Olivier. That's all I heard in all of that.
But they were separate from each other. It was Michael Olivier, Lawrence Parker. Okay. Produced by Shahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, and Bongo, by the way.
Bongo.
Look, the reason all of these are in here is because some of those people wrote Jenny from the Block.
Oh. Okay, yeah. That gets a mention in my notes.
So it seems appropriate she's invoking her own song, Jenny from the Block. She's gone back to singing like Jenny standing in line at Bunnings. There's an uncredited feature here, which is very on brand.
Yes.
It's like, once upon a time she got someone to sing the lead vocals and not say who they were. Yeah. So she gets someone to come in and rap and not say who they are. Like, that was... Like, I still don't know who it is. Yeah. I've looked, I've dug, I found nothing.
The only thing I can think of is they may not have... Like, it could have been... So, on the latest Kylie album, there is a song called Hands, which actually weirdly comes up later in this little thing. And there's someone else at the beginning.
Yes.
And it's actually the writer of the song.
Right.
That started the song, and Kylie said, I just could never capture what they did.
Yeah.
And it was actually a man's voice pitched up to sound like a woman.
Yeah.
And she just said, I just asked them if I could keep it on there.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, but they didn't want or need to be credited because they're credited as a songwriter.
Right.
They're not a performer.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, who's that? Like, we even if we wish that she made up a name.
Yeah.
Like, feet, blah, blah. But could possibly have already been on the track.
Maybe.
It's odd
that she's
otherwise.
Supposedly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's based on her song. Do you think someone like approached her and said, I'm doing this interpolation of Jenny from the Block? She goes, no, you're not. I am.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think, honestly, as much as, like, I'm real and there were other problems within her career, I think the most horrifying, what was it, Regular Victims Unit story that we got was the fact that she does not sing that chorus.
No.
Devastating.
Yeah.
Because it's like, really? It's kind of your signature song.
Yeah.
She does all the rest.
Yeah.
Just do that as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. She may have done that, and Corey Rooney
True.
moved her track down to the bottom.
And I will say, since he's been gone, we really haven't had any dodgy shit like that.
No.
Like, so yeah, you're right.
Also, P. Diddy was around then.
Yeah,
and as we've discovered, he is wildly inappropriate. He is
Who'd have
not
thought
okay.
that out of that crew, Jen would come out looking the classiest?
I know. And she was there when that gun flew out the window.
I know.
But yeah, I don't mind this song. Like, the production's old-fashioned, very much, it feels like a best of J-Lo song. Like, you know, but I do think,
a little bit of this.
You know, with the whole being fooled by the rocks that she got and us, you know, at the end of this, never knowing how much she cried, I think she thinks we don't see her the way she is.
Okay.
But I think what she's mistaking that for is we don't care about whether she's from the block or not from the block.
I'm so misunderstood. It's like, no, we understand.
We understand you. We just don't care.
Yeah. It's not as big to us as it is to
like,
you.
If you do seem like a rich bitch. And you probably came from the block, but that doesn't mean you're not now an entitled cow.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Orange drink.
If you know, you know. Orange drink.
I agree. Like, I wrote that I'm happy for the slight change up. I think production-wise, it's still very much in the realm of what they're doing. Yeah. But there's just a little something else. And I was like, okay, needed that on the last song, but glad we've got it here. Yeah. She was a song late. That's okay. It didn't need to be drastic, just something. Yeah. I said I didn't mind this. I can't help thinking that this could have been on E=MC², but elevated because it's Mariah.
Yes.
It just had that kind of vibe where it's...
Although even Mariah hasn't sampled Mariah.
True.
And Mariah is someone who loves Mariah's back catalogue
more than anyone.
But I appreciate her restraint.
Yes.
In that. Yeah. But Jen's just gone, No.
I'll do it.
I can be inspired by myself. It's not like I even sang that song.
I'm not inspiring anyone else. So, okay. I did say about this, like, the song itself was one of those songs where I was like, this is a fine song on its own, but I think Mariah could have lifted it more. Which I wouldn't say about most of Jen's songs. No. But I said, normally I love the self-referencing, but she goes a little too hard and obvious here.
Oh, yeah.
I said, even if Fab loves it, he'll jump off once he hears the weather at the end. But I did think that there was
why the weather?
I don't know.
She's already ripped off bloody the weather from the
more weather.
She want the rain now as well. The river crying.
I did think that there was a little more lyrical depth than some of the others that we've had. Generally speaking, but generally with a J.
Generally with a J.
So generally in
Jenniferly speaking.
Yes,
Jennifer regularly speaking.
Yes. Jennifer regular
speaking.
Yes. Yeah. It was okay lyrically. Yeah.
I'm real. What percentage do you think she's saying?
I think we're still in mid-low. I think there's still a bit of help. But she's there. We know it's her. I don't think it's anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same mid-low. Despite how Karen it is, there is clearly an uncredited person on here. And I'm like, what? I can't.
Yes, that's funny.
I can't high-low something where I know that's not you rapping.
Yeah.
That is not her.
At least we know it's not her now.
Well, that's true. Like, Jen doesn't sing about herself in the third person. She's not completely insane. She maybe is. But also, it was a competent rap. Whereas all of her raps, her self-raps on this have been very...
mid.
Very, you don't sound convincing. And are you a pro or no low?
This is a firm or.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm in there. I'm confident with this decision.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm also or.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wanted to hate it because there's so much that's hateable about it. Like, but it's kind of having fun being self-referential and self-acknowledging. Like, it's kind of knowing about it and I forgave the Karen-ness because it was kind of fun.
And usually by this time on a Jen album, we're so done.
Oh,
but we're not. I'm like, this is fine.
But yeah, I'm. This is the kind of, again, if this had just been a little bit more shit, and she's referencing Jenny from the Block, I'm like, this could be the campest song of all time because we're like really we're verging onto camp territory, and I'm actually looking forward to the movie because if the video component of this song,
just wait.
If this song is even in it, I don't think she can get the entire album in there. But if the video component of this song is funny enough, it could tip me over into being pro camp.
I have thought once, I haven't seen the movie, but it could be a glitter situation where we not only like FabNopsize it, but that we need to go back and do a commentary.
We need to do a commentary.
Like, I'm curious to see. Now I'm interested on your thoughts on this next song. So I would like you to go first.
Track 10
on this next song.
Broken Like Me. Yeah. All right. Written by Jennifer Lopez and Boggs and Michael Pollack and Ford and Chahayed and A. Lopez and Gittleman and Federico Vindva.
For Durst.
Produced by Chahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman and Vindva. Broken Like Me is a ballad.
It is.
She's not been great at these.
Yeah, I know. It's terrifying.
But she has gotten better.
Definitely.
Could this be her time to shine? She's very exposed. There's just some guitar and strings. It is. Like, this is me writing in real time while listening.
yes. Okay.
They're very much in the background. The lyrics are horrifically prosaic. Like high school poetry bad.
Jen.
Actually, that's maybe giving it too much credit. She's gone for it in the run-up to the second chorus. I'm worried she's left herself nowhere to go. And as she goes into the fake key change, I realise I was right. Look, it's not the full Karen, but her belt tone is not pleasant. How did you feel about Broken Like Me?
So I asked you to go first because I knew that this exact thing would happen.
Yes.
I wrote it's our first ballad. It's actually not bad.
Again, I agree.
Yeah, it's no looking in.
No.
But for the first time ever, maybe Jen is giving us something that feels somewhat like depth.
It feels.
Feels a little...
Lyrically, no.
At least as deep as she's willing to go. I said there's help on the vocal, but it's definitely her. I actually kind of like that she's not polished on this.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? It's probably a little croakier than needed to be.
Yeah.
And it does get a little whiny, but it's that kind of song. I was okay with that.
I just couldn't get over the non-key change.
Sure.
Like, it was like, the key hasn't changed. She's just shouting it now.
That's what you do.
I've heard Mariah do this. It's like, no, the music leads her there.
Yeah.
Except for that one, that Supernatural. That was no good.
Oh, yeah. There was one or two unearned key changes that I wasn't a fan of. But I said, as far as J-Lo ballads go, it's a nice effort. That for the first time on this album, did actually make me stop and pay attention.
Wow.
Because I felt like up until now, we were getting production outweighing everything.
Yeah.
Which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But it was like the first time I actually heard what she was saying.
Yeah.
And it happened the second time as well.
Yeah.
Both times I stopped and went, I'm going to listen to this. Because she actually felt connected to it.
Yeah.
Which is maybe...
But this is why I listened harder to the lyrics. Because the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, she's going for something here.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it. And because all these songs, if you watch them on YouTube, as like even on YouTube Music, they've all got a lyric video.
Ah.
So the lyrics are really present.
Too present.
And it's like, oh, you're giving this a lot more weight than it requires. Okay. Like, you are giving this because that was my thing. It's like, oh, she's really delivering it.
Yes, yeah.
And then you hear the lyrics and you're like, yeah.
Is it another case of her doing a really good job on a song that didn't need it?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's always making weird choices.
Yeah.
Where you go, why are you singing this bit real loud?
Yeah.
And the good bits over there that you've just sort of...
whatever. She was returning something.
Yeah. She was. She wasn't the cute bunnies. But I got to say, for the most part, like, you know, it wasn't until that fake out key change, whatever that weird noise was. That was the worst bit. Like, it's just, she didn't stick the landing.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's an entertaining ballad.
Yeah, and a real ballad as well. Like, it's actually a ballad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
not a mid-tempo.
It's just guitar and strings. Like, there's no... I mean, it's not full orchestration. It's not like, I don't think she would cope with...
Yeah, like building too much.
Like she wouldn't manage a Never Too Far. Or
Can you imagine? She'll give it a good crack, though.
But yeah, I just find her tone in the belt, a little.
It's exposed for sure.
Yeah. A little fingernails down the blackboard. And she started to make me sound good in my singing. People listen to this song and go, "Oh, I don't mind the on the down low." So I'm real. What percentage do you think she sang?
This is a high one.
Yeah.
There's a little processing, but she's very there.
Yeah. She is exposed.
Yeah. More than maybe ever.
She cannot hide.
Yeah.
And so, I'm the same. It's very high.
And they didn't try to perfect it, which shocked me.
No.
I was like, good. I'm glad.
They left it. Yeah. Like, it's like you don't have to wear makeup all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
She's, at this moment, vocally, Pamela Anderson at the Met Gala.
I love Pamela Anderson.
I know. I love that she's just gone, I'm sick of wearing makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I did like an interview once with Jessica Alba. And so we'd done the interviews for the Fantastic Four. And then I was leaving and just heard her in the corridor. She's going, oh, thank God that's over. I can take this shit off my face. And I'm like, oh, she doesn't want to look like that. Yeah.
Well, what I find really interesting about the Pamela turnaround that the public has had, I think anyone who'd watched an interview with her was aware she had more going on.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting how wrong people can get it.
Yeah.
Who someone is.
Yeah.
And it's been such a nice thing to go, see... Maybe she wasn't the problem. Maybe she wasn't the slut who your husband was perving on. Yeah. Maybe the issue was your husband.
Yeah.
And the whole media. When you find out she just did it all to, like, put her kids through school. And you're like, okay.
Well, it was just her job.
It was her job.
Yeah.
And as she said, like, she wasn't probably going to get the jobs she wanted.
No.
So she took the jobs that were offered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've completely interrupted Broken Lightning.
Sorry.
For Pam Chat.
Pam Chat.
So, are you pro-low or no-low? I feel in my waters something's happening here.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pro-low on this.
You're pro-low.
I think because in the if this was next to Mariah, I'd have to be an or even a no. But I think in the context of what we've gotten from JLo at this point, I was like, you've given me something.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it. Both times I listened to it, it did make me stop and go, oh, she's doing something.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that.
No.
At all throughout this whole time.
No.
So that was enough. And maybe, like you said, once I dig a little deeper with the lyrics, I might go,
Yeah.
But for now, for my first couple of listens, for a Jen ballad, it's up there for me.
I said it's a bit shit lyrically. She doesn't stick the landing, but for the most part, it's okay for a JLo ballad.
Yeah.
The bar is very low, but she has cleared it to an all.
Well done, Jen. We would not have seen this coming.
Me oring a ballad?
No, even 4 or 5 albums in, we probably wouldn't have seen that.
Yeah.
And I think what it is, it's, as we said, it's not the deepest thing in the world, but for what she's willing to give, it actually feels genuine.
Yeah, and look, and I'm beginning to believe, given how obsessed she is with surface things, that these lyrics are probably as deep as she gets.
But yeah.
Like,
and look, maybe this was something that Mariah would have written on the first album. Or before the first album, as in just in terms of like when you know what, learning to write. This is a first draft. Like Mariah is maybe it's a what do you call it? Like a demo that never made it. But just that idea of like this is someone's first crack at writing something really personal, and she's just happening to do it really far into her career.
Yeah. She came to singing late.
She did. And songwriting. She came to lyrics late.
She came to lyrics really late. All right. We're up to track 11. It's called This Time Around, written by Jennifer Lopez, Jason Derulo, Boggs, Ford, Shahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Britavias, Chambers, and Vindver. Produced by Shahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Tay Keith, and Vindver. How do you feel about this writing collab with Jason Derulo?
Did not know that was the thing. I said I like the sentiment and it makes sense for her situation. But it's just okay. Production and vocal is fine, but the song itself could have been better. I said at this point it also gets harder knowing that all of these songs are about Ben.
Yes. And they're all quite patently about Ben. Like this is the thing, like, you know, when we read Mariah's book and we got the insight to what Side Effects was about.
Yes.
Because we loved Side Effects. It was a great song. It had an interesting lyric that you go, ooh, this sounds juicy, but I don't really know what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you get the book and you find out each line has its own kind of like, there is a deeper meaning behind everything. Whereas this sounds like a shopping list.
Yeah.
Like this has the depth of a shopping list.
And I think, like I said, as it goes on, it remains decent. It didn't kind of get worse.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I said that the chorus could have lifted more because I think the song's a good idea that doesn't get fully realised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, I was like, more of those trite lyrics. I don't know why she needed to rope Jason Derulo in to help rewrite Love Don't Cost a Thing. There is a remix of this with G Idol. I don't know who they are. Like, I think they're Korean pop band.
I did not come across this.
It's a little more fun.
Okay.
Because they've got, like, as you get down to because it's a very samey song that just starts to become tedious. There's, like, other voices, kind of rappy, different singing. It's
weird that didn't show up.
It's really fun. No. Again, the only reason I knew about it was because all those voices turned up and I'm like, she got more uncredited malarkey going on. And then I looked into and I was like, oh, I'm listening to the not album version.
Sure, okay.
But yeah, they may turn up in the movie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, it's samey. Her voice is annoying at that high level for too long down at the end.
Like I could handle it for a minute, but it's been 2 minutes now, yeah?
And yeah, it's you know, it's there. So are you? I'm real. Are you? What percentage? High, mid, low?
I think we're safely in the mid still.
Yeah. I'm right in the mid. And are you pro low or no low?
This is sort of like maybe a light or like there's something there that's okay, but it doesn't really go beyond that.
I got a fat no.
You think?
Even the one with the feature, I'm like, yeah, I now that I've heard it with a feature and then hearing it without, I'm like, it needs a feature.
Yes.
But the feature they've got isn't amazing.
Yeah.
Which will happen again. All right, we're up to track 12, Midnight Trip to Vegas.
Back in Vegas.
Written by Jennifer Lopez, Jason Derulo.
God.
Boggs, Madison Love, Jahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Chambers, Tyler Williams, Christopher Isaac, because there's a sample. Right. Produced by Jahayed, A. Lopez, Gittleman, Keith, and T-.
Yes, no, I'm remembering the sample now.
Yeah. Like, this feels like a nice change up because we're using the Chris Isaac Wicked Game song.
Yes.
And the melodic chorus bit without the lyrics is fun because she's just like making noise.
Yes,
She's not actually.
I think is that the oohoos?
Yeah.
That's what I wrote. I said I do like the oohoos.
The oohoos are great because it's not her trite lyrics. But again, the chorus overused and the lyrics are really on the nose. We know she got married in Vegas.
Yes.
It just seems a bit too blah. Her voice is fine for the most part without drifting too far to Karen Town. But it's all a bit too little too late down this end of the album.
Yeah. I will say I'm very thrilled to find that she's turned a blog post into a song.
Oh my God.
She listened and she said they are really enjoying the J blog.
Yeah, they love on the J blog.
I've got one more slot to fill.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about that time we went to Vegas and got married.
Vegas in their pink Cadillac.
That's what we're going to do. Get the kids. That's a lyric.
Yeah.
We got the kid. Yep, right. Someone write that down. Jason Derulo. She called him in Canada. Yeah. I don't know why he's in Canada. Is he Canadian?
He's in Canada this week.
She's like, I need...
He's very busy virally falling down the stairs at the Met Gala, even though that didn't happen.
Is it an AI thing?
I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. It's all over there. It's like, Jason Derulo falls down the stairs at the Met Gala. I'm like, I don't even think he was there.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him there. Yeah, I thought it wasn't as bad as it could have been lyrically, but it was also not great.
It's pretty on the nose.
I said I feel like it could head even more into cringe as I listen, or I could get past that and be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's in that weird zone, and then I like the ooze.
Yeah, it had some interesting stuff about it, like the Wicked Game thing. I was like, are you using it or are you not?
I know, because it actually sounded quite good coming in. I was like, that's nice.
I love Wicked Game. It's a great song.
Yeah.
But then it's like, are you doing anything with it or are you just...
And it was similar to the earlier sample with the JT. So why is it so you don't need it?
Yeah.
Or go fucking in on it.
Go
like
crazy.
On all of, like, get the features, get the, Yeah.
Call Chris Isaac, have him come in and re-sing it.
Yep.
And anyway.
He sang with, like at the end of the day, she sang with Andrea Bocelli and did a respectable job.
Yes.
Maybe she doesn't need to be so scared.
Maybe. Or maybe people are just like,
Yeah, I'm going to say
you can license it.
They're waiting for her to get cancelled. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. At this point, if she hasn't already, I don't think...
She lives in a plantation. I mean, really. So, yeah. Are you on the I'm real stakes? Do you think this was high low, mid low?
I wrote high.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, so
I
she
thought
must have
it was
shown
a
up
lot
for
of
this
her.
one.
Yeah. And pro low on a low.
This is another or. Where there's things going on.
Yeah.
But I never got all the way.
Yeah. I was close to an or.
Yeah.
Until it became tedious. Until I got the chorus one more time. I'm like, nah.
I've had enough of this.
You're going to No Town. You can go right into No Town.
Yeah.
All right, we are up to the final song on the album before we get to our bonus tracks.
Yes.
It's The Greatest Love Story Never Told.
Never. It's the name of the doco.
Which should actually get a credit, a writing credit to Ben, because that's what he calls their love story.
Yes,
in a bunch of letters. Written by Jennifer Lopez and Boggs and Krysiuk and Jahayed and A. Lopez and Gittleman. All the usual suspects in this album, but no one extra.
Great.
Produced by Jahayed, A. Lopez and Gittleman. How do you feel about The Greatest Love Story? never told.
So my first line is...
I wish they hadn't. I wish it remained untold.
Slipping inside of me. Yuck! That was just one lyric too far for me. The chorus, I mentioned before there was a song called Hands on Kylie's album.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of that, which isn't a bad thing. I said, aside from the horrible line, I think it's a decent enough pop R&B track. Mm-hmm. And I actually think maybe the best chorus on the album.
Well, that's controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, oh no, the greatest love story never told. Feels like it's harkening too far back to her earlier career. And there's really shit songs down the bum end of an album. It's got Eurovision runner-up vibes.
Yeah.
Like runner-up hate, not runner-up of the entire competition.
Like our entry this year.
Yeah. Like she has a crack at the end. I'll credit that.
Yeah.
It's unearned and really annoying, but she's trying harder than she did on these album filler pieces in years gone by.
Absolutely.
Again, horrible lyrics.
I think maybe it wasn't as horrible as we've had, so it didn't bother me so much.
I don't want to think about Ben
Except
lying
that
on
one.
top of her.
Yeah, except that one.
Slipping.
That one. That was really bad. That was the worst lyric on the album.
It is grotesque.
Yeah, that was gross.
It's like
I forgot briefly.
Not even... Like, there's nothing metaphorical about it. No. There's no illusion.
She could have said, like, slipping beside me. Like, you know, like anything that was like, you know, you slide up against me or you come, like...
But you can talk about someone being inside of you in a way that's not just sounds like they've used too much lube. Put their penis into... Yeah, yeah, like, there's a way of talking about filling me with his jizz. No. But, you know, being filled with love or being... like, you know, there are ways of talking about it that aren't lying on top of me, slipping inside of me.
Yeah. It's literally Kelly Clarkson's Addicted.
Yeah.
It has that kind of thing of like, you've taken me over, you know, every...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that is too gross.
It is, can you do the... It's very this. Oh, Ben, you slipped inside of me again. Oh.
Because I've got a fanny like a big wet sock. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I've got. I've got a fanny like a big wet sock.
It's terrifying because it also sounds like a play school song.
That's why they don't let me in the children's department.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
You know what? Nothing's gone through that, Fanny. We know that.
We know. Yeah, that's sewn up.
That rejuvenated, darling.
She can't even scissor with porcelain. So I'm real. What percentage do you think she said?
I've gone high again. Towards the end of the album, she's like, I can do it. I'm doing it.
I said high low. The inept belt is unmistakable.
Oh, no.
And are you pro-low or no-low?
I've gone a little sniffer of pro-low because I liked the chorus.
Oh, wow.
But I will say that lyric is atrocious and would probably, every time I heard it, I'd probably end up skipping it and forgetting the chorus because I heard that lyric.
Yeah, I said no-low. This is actually the worst song ever recorded. And the actual true sequel to Dear Ben Part 1.
Yeah. Fair.
Because you kind of like that too.
Yeah, I'm a bad person. Bad person.
Get the fuck out of our podcast. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of our podcast. Get the fuck out. Just walk away. Walk away. You tacky regular bitch. Regular. Get the fuck right out of my face. Regular bitch. All right, we are almost home. We're on the other side, thankfully, of the Regularverse.
Yeah. We finished the album itself.
We have finished the album. There are a couple of bonus tracks, including a video.
Yes.
Which is exciting.
I have to sing, which I forgot about.
Yes. And we also... We are going to sum up how we feel about the entire album.
Yes.
We've got to rename the album.
Yes. We need a minute to think about, to take this in.
Yeah.
So slip it in, if you will. Slip it inside.
Only she finds him attractive.
It's funny, isn't it? Because he is, you know, objectively attractive.
He was.
But there's just something not... I feel like he'd smell.
He would smell so bad.
Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like, physically, sure, I see it.
Yeah.
Got the fat dick in that movie.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I don't know.
Yeah, he would stink so bad.
Yeah.
And also, slipping in. It's anyway. Slip back into our podcast next week when we're back in the. We slip back into the regular.
I just keep thinking about the fan.
Stop talking about that.
Kerplunk.
Bye, Emily.
Bye.